asked her, I said, since you've spoken so much about killing your parents over the past year, I was like, do you still want me to?
And what did she say?
She said, yeah.
Can you please show me a sign?
This is a case that not only gripped Central Florida, it went worldwide, way before the internet. It was that sensational.
You cannot follow me. You must stay here.
The vampire murders.
Rod Ferrell, the man who once claimed to be a 500-year-old vampire and leader of a teen cult.
The case is known as the vampire murders.
As a paranormal investigator, I'm always looking for my next location to ghost hunt. Was it going to be another asylum, a haunted house, a hospital? So I searched the internet for something that caught my eye. That's until I stumbled upon the story of the Satanic Kentucky vampire clan.
This is a case that not only gripped Central Florida, it went worldwide, way before the internet. It was that sensational. The vampire murders.
Teenage vampire Rod Ferrell's lust for blood has just gone into overkill.
In what was described as a ritual vampire slave.
I had decided to take the darker path, the evil path. I found that more exciting. And I was willing to go the distance to see what that side held.
I typically approach every investigation with two basic questions. Does it have a good story? And is the place actually haunted? For today's investigation, the story is unlike any other you've heard before, and tonight I will be the first person to ever ghost hunt at the Vampire Hotel. Deep inside the woods of Murray, Kentucky, there's abandoned cemeteries, homesteads, and the Vampire Hotel for a fact. But outside of brick and mortar, there's tales of ghosts, demons, werewolves, and more. To get an understanding of why I'm traveling to a structure in the middle of the forest, we have to talk a little bit about vampires. Vampires are immortal beings who feast on the blood of the living to survive, but actual mythical vampires are obviously not real. The story of Rod Ferrell and the vampire clan is worse than anything a real vampire could do. Rod was a troubled teenager living in Florida with his father when he began getting in trouble for small kid stuff. It's here he met Heather Wendorf. They began falling into satanic literature, and Rod began playing a game called Vampire: The Masquerade, which to describe simply is a role-playing game a step further than Dungeons and Dragons. When Rod was kicked out to live with his mother in Murray, Kentucky, he took the initiative to recruit others to his newfound beliefs. This includes bringing the game to reality. Rod started a cult of vampires who performed satanic rituals, sacrificed animals, and drank each other's blood. To do this, they needed a secluded, safe space. They chose an abandoned structure deep in the woods, now called the Vampire Hotel. There is no official proof that anyone died at this location. I want to make that very clear. The police claim there's no evidence of anything at all. But witnesses and former members have spoken out about the horror that went on here. Initiations of demonic summoning of 500-year-old vampires to possess and control these teenagers were performed by candlelight. Slicing body parts to fill cups with blood and carve upside-down pentagrams and crosses into their body, and even a possible human sacrifice. I cannot confirm the human sacrifice, so the details I'm about to tell you is just a story that I found. A rival clan of 15, 16, and 17-year-old kids is said to have been pulled over days before Halloween with white painted faces. One girl is in the back seat with a blindfold on. The police officer, who was suspicious, let the teens go as there was nothing to hold them for. They were just being dumb kids. A couple days later, the police find out about a 15-year-old girl, Susan Cates, who was missing from Tennessee, matching the description. This is the last time she was ever seen alive, and no body has ever been found. It is believed that Susan was sacrificed to please these demonic vampire entities right here at the Vampire Hotel. That's the story. What I found is a little less dramatic. Right now we are just hiking. We parked the car and it's daylight, but we're about to go try to find it so that when it is nighttime, we can actually know where it is, know where to walk, all of that kind of stuff, just so that we're not surprised in the dark. So right now we're about to go find Vampire Hotel. Look at the duck. Quack. It is incredibly beautiful though. Look at this. This is literally like a scene out of Twilight, and that's like no pun intended. Like, it really is beautiful here. So the fact that I'm about to go to a former house hotel where psychopathic kids would come and meet up in a cult-like way and do satanic rituals and plot murders and attacks on other vampires is insane. Out here, all I want to do is like sit in a chair and relax. These people are trying to like murder people. Okay guys, we are currently trekking through a bunch of weeds, but I think I actually found a trail. Now if it's not a human trail, it's definitely some sort of animal trail, but I think we're on the right path because this is like a full-on cavity. The ground is pretty solid, and there used to actually be a road here that led up to this house hotel thing before the government turned this place into a national park. I found zero evidence of a missing Susan Cates from Tennessee. Police claim they never found any evidence of a crime at the Vampire Hotel. I was able to find the driver and passenger of the car though. They exist and lived in the area at the time. Does this add validation to the story? I'm not sure. Certainly a missing 15-year-old would have been on the news in the 90s. I should be able to find some trace of her, but I can't. While this makes a good story, I'm not convinced that this story is real in any way. The police and local politicians did cover up Vampire Hotel very quickly because of the international news coverage of the Klan's double homicide in Florida. The structure was turned to rubble and the trail was made inaccessible almost immediately. We know that rituals and initiations happened here, but no blood, unnatural animal death, or candles were ever found. Seems unlikely to me. I don't believe the police would let a teen murder go just for the sake of moving on, but it does smell of cover-up.
Things were going not so well in my life, and
He and I were hanging out with many of the other family members, and we decided to walk.
To talk about each other's problems and see if we could aid one another. And we got to the end of the trailer park, and
I picked up this kitten, and I was, petting him, what have you with that.
And it clawed me, and because of my state of mind, I was compelled to do what I did, in which I turned it on its back and held it by its neck and slung it against a tree, breaking its spinal column.
We are currently hiking up that hill because it looks like there's a trail. And like I said, I actually don't know exactly where this place is. Oh, just twisted my ankle. From the internet and the news articles going back to the 90s, I was able to kind of pinpoint where it should be. So I think we'll be all right. Look at that. We're pretty high up. Looks like it's going this way. I hope so. I hope this isn't just like a rain washout and I'm just wasting time and energy. It might be. Now we gotta climb up this. It does totally look like a trail though. Well, that led me nowhere. So now I'm in the middle of the woods. No idea where I am, but I'm just gonna go this way because the pin on my GPS says it's probably over this way. What I'm gonna do is whenever I find it, I'm gonna actually pin it so nobody else has to go through this. Okay guys, coming all the way up this big ass hill, and guess what? I'm gonna flip the camera. Vampire Hotel, or the remains of it right here. I found it. Look at this. Now this is like a patio type ordeal based on what I read on the internet. Look, hotel. Wow. Oh, look at this hole. What the fuck? You guys see that? Must have been some sort of frog or something. Oh, okay. Look at this view. Guys, I'm going to be up here all by myself in the middle of the night, pitch black, late. Now, that's obviously a really dumb thing to do, but I love you guys, so, you know, I'm very curious. Over here is what they called the bunker. Here it is. The bunker. Now, I can't prove this, but this is allegedly one of the main places where they would actually drink the blood and do the actual rituals. I don't know if I necessarily feel anything right here in the moment, but this area, this whole place is spooky. Look, it says it right there. Vampire Hotel. Just so you guys know, this is very old spray paint. Like, I didn't make this story up or this place up. Vampire Hotel. Vampire Hotel right here. It is all over the place. This must be part of the foundation and everything. And right here is actually where the hotel slash house was. Now it is interesting because they said it was a 6-room one, but that looks like a pretty big tree. And this area right here isn't that big. So I don't know. Because I mean, yeah, it closed down in the 60s, but this building wasn't demolished until the 90s. Hello? Wait, what the fuck? Is that a kid's t-shirt? Oh no, it's just a regular size wife beater. Look, there's a couch or a bed, like a futon type ordeal. I don't know if any like teenagers would have dragged that all the way up the mountain, but it could have been here from like the 60s. Okay, so now that we found it, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go get some food and we're gonna come back and investigate once it's dark. Now let's get back to the actual vampire clan. When the leader Rod lived in Florida, his mom admitted that he was using drugs and was involved in satanic cults before the whole vampire thing. Ferrell told people that he was a 500-year-old vampire named Visago. This is some really evil shit. Rod even went as far as being caught breaking into an animal shelter where he, trigger warning, stomped a dog to death and ripped the legs off of another, covered each other in the animal's blood in some sort of ritual before abandoning the spot and leaving. If he was willing to break into a shelter for this insane behavior, it really makes you wonder what they did in the secluded woods. Rod even carved an upside-down cross into his chest after the animal incident as what I can only assume is some sort of twisted badge of honor.
When I arrived at the shelter on October 14th, 1996, what I noticed was probably between 30 and 40 dogs running up and down our driveway here. And my
first thought was that someone's came down and freed the animals. That's what I thought. When Deputy Max Parrish got here, he got to looking out in the field, and that's when he found the puppies that had been mutilated.
We started asking questions to people in the area. We got statements from several people who indicated it was a so-called vampire group that did it. People that we talked to and people that we charged indicated that it was just part of a ceremony. They tore the limbs from the animals and took the blood and poured it on each other, and sort of a ceremony to maybe initiate new members. It was, I can't say in relation to a murder, but for an animal, it was the worst torture I've ever seen. Like I said, the animals, while they were still alive, had their limbs ripped from their body.
And a couple of them looked like several people had just stepped on them and pushed them into the ground.
Rod Ferrell was eventually so deranged and powerful he convinced his friends to steal a car with him and drive to Florida to free a cult member, Heather Wendorf, from her parents, who he suspected was a rival vampire cult. He took a crowbar and killed both of her parents brutally,
beating Richard and Naoma Wendorf to death with a crowbar in such a savage frenzy that his right-hand man, Scott Anderson, was frozen in shocked disbelief.
Teenage vampire Rod Ferrell's lust for blood has just gone into overkill.
But Rod and Charity seem remarkably unconcerned in this surveillance video, showing them passionately making out in their holding cell
before being extradited back to Florida amid a media frenzy. It just struck me, I'm like, they're all here because of murder.
We're just here for the ripe amusement, the entertainment that this murder is bringing people.
Rod confesses to murdering Richard and Naoma Wendorf on his own.
Heather, who was now orphaned, Rod and his cult drove to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where they went undetected for a while until Heather called her grandparents asking for financial help. That's when the grandparents informed the police and they got arrested. Rod was sentenced to death at just 16 as the leader and his co-conspirators received a variety of sentencing. Heather somehow was ultimately acquitted of all charges.
One thing that happened was, at one time, Heather and Jennifer were at home, and Heather says to Jennifer, "Have you ever thought about plotting Mom and Dad's death?"
How did you get along with your parents in the past few years? Well, let's take one at a time. Dad.
Yeah. We got along real good.
So you like Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you love Daddy? Yeah. Was he hard or strict on you? Or no? What about Mom?
I do too. She's the one that usually set the rules.
Did you feel sometimes that maybe Mom was a little too strict?
Rod meets Heather after school at Greenwood Cemetery across the street from Eustis High School. And they talk, and Heather crosses over. She officially becomes a vampire in this little ritual. They drink each other's blood, all that jazz. And this is where it gets interesting.
Rod says, "Well, do you want me to kill your parents?" And she says, "No, I don't want you to hurt my parents." That's a controversy that is still going on to this day. Because later at his trial, he says, "No, she said she wanted her parents dead."
I asked her, I said, "Since you've spoken so much about killing your parents over the past year," I was like, "Do you still want me to?"
And what did she say?
She said, "Yeah."
I mean, if you were involved in it and you were wrong and you made a mistake, you need to talk to me and tell me about it. If he wanted that done and you couldn't control him, but you knew it was going to be done, you need to talk to me about that. Too many things were pointing that you knew something was going on. You're both lying.
How was I lying?
There's been several things you've been lying about.
What
You told us you knew nothing about your parents. And now you're telling me that Monday, and on numerous other occasions, he's brought up to you about wanting to kill your parents.
I didn't know he killed my parents.
No, are you not listening to what I'm saying?
See, no, I didn't know he killed my parents until he told me, you know?
You had a pretty good idea of it though, didn't you?
No.
How many times did he talk to you about killing your parents?
I think, I don't know if you can keep it, they're just small things.
They ended up tearing down the hotel soon after to try and cover up and prevent any other vampire or occult activities going on here. All that's left is a retaining wall and a few things here and there. I want to make it very clear that all the vampires in this clan are still alive. I'm not searching for their spirits, or the two parents murdered as they were killed in Florida. If there were any deaths here, certainly their spirit may reside, but I'm more interested in what I do know. There was demonic, satanic, occult activity going on right here, which certainly could leave an imprint. There's more to this story than I shared today, but for now, that's as deep as I'm going to go. Let's head to the Vampire Hotel for the investigation. Okay guys, so right now it is dark and we are heading on the trail to make it to the actual Vampire Hotel. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm fucking spooked. It is dark as hell. We're about to go into the woods. I did some research. Apparently there's some bears in these woods. I can't promise that we're gonna be here for a long time because it is so dark. But I will say, we're gonna at least make it there and ask a few questions and then head out. Fuck, guys. I think I'm already fucking lost. Just gotta get up this hill. I don't know where I'm going. I wonder if any of those cars on the bridge can see me. Here's a mark from earlier. So we're going in the right direction. Or something. Alright. We're getting close. Here's the moss. And we turn here. Guys, just to let you know, I usually like to respect places, but you're not allowed to be here after dark. So what I'm doing right now is 100% for you guys, so please make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Here's a tree. I actually don't remember this tree. Oh, I came the other way. Like this. Should just be up over this corner. Fucking hell. I am really out of shape. Over this hill. There's a big ass spider. Probably have ticks on me. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see it that far. Vampire Hotel. So, guys, I usually have 3 cameras, but I wasn't able to this time because I just didn't think I could carry it all the way over here. So I literally set one by a rock when I came in. Hello? If there is anybody here, I'm just filming a YouTube video. So, if you want to be a part of it, let me know. Let's set this down. I had a big crash, but we are in the woods. We have a night vision camera set up over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. All the way over there. We're about to start this voice recorder up. Not gonna let me. We do still have this cheap one that we can just set up. Alright, that is started. Let's bust out some equipment. Got the EMF meter right here. Set the REM pod just right over here. Okay, if there is anybody here at the Vampire Hotel with me, can you please show me a sign by touching one of my devices, either the one in my hand, that red light, or talking into that red light. Whoa, what the fuck? Hello? Guys, I have fucking full chills. Were you brought here by some satanic worshipping vampires? If so, could you touch that again, please? I don't fucking like this, guys. We got really quiet there for a second. Let me grab my flashlight. Probably just regular shit, but when you're in the woods by yourself, definitely gets pretty scary. Okay, that's temperature, but that's probably pretty normal. We are outside, so that's probably nothing. I was hearing stories about people coming up here to sacrifice animals and do blood rituals, drink each other's blood, and plan out a heinous double murder. Oh my god, is it raining? All these leaves are falling. I think it's starting to rain. Fuck. Alright guys, I'm sorry. I know that was just a couple minutes, but it just started raining, and I do not want to get caught all the way out here and sliding down hills and hurt myself, so I have to get out of here. If you want me to come back, please make sure you comment down below, and I will come back with somebody next time. That way it's a little safer, and I feel okay being out here. Right now I'm all by myself. It's fucked. Goodbye. You cannot follow me. You must stay here. If there's any dark forces that still reside here after the vampire cult left, just heard a fucking noise. We're in the woods, guys. I'm not saying it's a ghost, but fuck. You can't follow me. You have to stay here. Fuck was I even thinking, guys, coming out here all by myself in the middle of the night? It's illegal. Fucking allegedly demons, rituals, all that shit, and I'm just like, yeah, this will make a good video. It's a stick. We gotta cross the tree. Guys, if you do want to come here, you just make sure you come during the day, and please make sure you bring somebody with you. Do not come out here alone. It is way too dangerous. I'm not even talking about the ghost stuff. Okay, we turn here. There's also claims of fucking dog man, which is kind of like a werewolf. There's ghosts out here. There's cemeteries all over, abandoned homesteads from when the government bought the place up. This is a very haunted area, they say, which makes me wonder about dragging all those vampires coming out here to do their stuff as if they were like attracted to it or something. Fuck, I don't know where I'm going. I'll go here. So we need to go this way. Let's go this way. We were totally taking the wrong path at first. This is 100% not the way we took there, but this is the way I took back last time, so we are going in the right place. Okay guys, we're getting close to the highway, so this is where I let you go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, and let me know where I should go next. Catch you guys on the next one.